Hello, welcome to Dark Angel E-Knits. I'm Angel, your host. It is December 3rd, 2014. This is episode 39. I'm sorry, it's been at least a month or more since I recorded last. Life has been crazy, but I'll get to that and explain everything that's happened since the last time you've seen me. We're going to get on with the knitting stuff first, and I'll leave all the talking and stuff like that to the end. So if you're not interested, I'll understand. Okay, so let's talk FOs. My finished objects. What have I completed since the last time you've seen me? Well, I completed the simple summer socks. I don't know if you can see that. They're really quite pretty. I meant to bring in my sock blockers, but I didn't. These are by Liz Pankratz. They're a free pattern on Ravelry. I finally finished them. They took me a while. They weren't hard. It was the needles I was using. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I was using Knit Picks Caspian's 2.25 millimeter needles. They are wood needles and they're very thin. And I just felt for the knit two together and then the slip two, or slip SSK, that I was going to bust them. I didn't. They're perfectly sturdy. They work great for just knitting. I just felt for that stitch I was too tight. So they're completely finished and done. And they fit. Woohoo! What else have I finished? I finished the Summer Flies shawl. Actually, I've done both of them. I did the purple one and a nice pink blush colored one. And they're both to the recipient who asked for me to knit them. They were by Donna Griffin, and they were super fast. Like, the pink one I did in 3 days. Yeah, when I sat down and actually did it, it makes a big difference. What else? Oh, I did the Valdia shawl. This is by Nora Gauguin. I think that's how you say it. Nora Gowan. It is super orange and super big. It's done in panels. That's what I liked about it. I don't particularly like orange. I'm sorry. But it was the construction. Like you can see up here, there's this panel here, this V, and then on this side, there's a square and a bottom square, and then another square here. And then the wingspans are done after. I have not woven any of the ends. I just wanted to do it for the construction. But it is a really big shawl. I think I'll donate it for the prayer shawl group, and then somebody will enjoy it. But it's done. It was on, I don't know what size of needles. I do remember the yarn. It was an orange yarn from Patton's Divine. It is discontinued, but I had tons of it. And I still have a little left, much to my dismay. I also did the Kazuku Cotton Bamboo Shawl by Rachel Henry. I'm just looking, I have my show notes over here. And it is this pretty, yeah, I don't know. I have not blocked this either. I just didn't. I did block the orange one and took photos, but I haven't blocked this one. So it just goes on. And on and on. It is really pretty. And it's inspired me to design a little girl skirt, I think. Something similar, but a little different. I have more of that type of yarn, and it's so soft. That's the Patton's Baby Bamboo yarn. It is so nice. Yes. What else can I show you? Well, I have things I could tell you about, and I'll post photos maybe within this episode. We'll see. Maybe at the end, or maybe in this section. I'm not 100% sure. I'm using a new camera, so it's a little different. I did Sarah's Christmas Ball by Cecily9293. It's a free pattern. I did Tiny Wings by Trish Young. It's also a free pattern. Woven Christmas Heart by Diddy, D-I-D-D-E. And then I also made the Last Minute Slow Chat by Madeline Tosh for my daughter Caroline. I'd show it to you, but she's currently wearing it at school. As is my son James. I made him the Deacon's hat by Samantha Kirby, and he's got it at school too, and he really likes it. It's this nice gray, and Kara's is this forest green. It's very pretty. And then I have information to tell you later, but I'll tell you what I finished. I've made 2 brimmed hats by Louise Harding, and it's out of this very loopy, chunky alpaca yarn from a farm not too far from here. I made the Martha Cowell scarf by Little Things. I kind of made some sock head hats, but I used a worsted weight sock yarn, and I had to fudge the pattern. The pattern I sort of used is from Kelly McClure, but I had to tinker with it, so it's really not the same hat. It looks similar, I guess, but it had some alterations. I made 4 of them, and then I made 4 pairs of lovely mittens by Suzanne Wentworth. I had to tinker with this pattern also. I wasn't pleased, and then the mittens didn't come out like I thought they might. The pink ones came out better than the multicolored ones, and this one isn't quite finished. It just needs a ribbon, and it will be the Christmas Present Ornament Ring by Donnie Spiegle, Speigle. I made 2 of these. One's already in the mail, and I'll show you a photo of it later. I made a Christmas star by Leonie Morgan, and then I made this large Christmas tree. I don't know how true the colors are showing, but it's the same green that I made Kara's hat out of. I don't know if you can see much about it. And it is by Magdalene Roslansky. And then I made this one. It's the Quick and Simple Christmas Tree by Handicraft. And this is finished. I made 6 other ones in various colors, the same pattern, except that this is all supposed to be one color, and I was just using leftovers. This is Smooth Foxes Charity Square number 2 by Donna Mason Sever. I think that's how I say her name. And I did a wreath ornament, which you just have to weave in the ends. But I mean, that's just my typical thing, right? And it is by Ion Camille. Now these 2 things I'm going to show you are my last 2 objects. And I know my girls don't watch, so I can show you. This is Barbie's Circle Crochet Jacket by Kelly Mullen. And so it's just this cute little circle. When you open it up, it's just one really big, almost a flat circle with arms. Did you see that? I'll post a picture with Barbie in it. So I did that the other day, and then this one's what I finished last night when I couldn't sleep. Trust me, that happens a lot around here. This is Barbie Ball Gown by Kajaroo Crafts. It's probably not supposed to be this way, but I'm just going to, because it was going to be too big here, like up here. Hi y'all, sorry about that, the batteries died. Oh my goodness. So, let's try this now. This will be take 3, since the batteries died. But you guys understand, right? Because you guys are still watching, obviously. But I've cut it in. Okay, so let's go on with what I'm working on. I finished showing you everything I've completed. So let's see what I'm working on now. I started the Vintage Flower Bag by Jenny Ford. And I don't like to talk bad about patterns, but there's a lot of errors. like a few errors. Anyway, I'm just kind of fudging it. I've decided, let me show you. This is what it is. This really cute square. I don't know if you can see it very well. I haven't blocked it yet or anything. Oops. There. So you crochet a bunch of these squares. Now I'm using a 2.5 millimeter hook, and you crochet a bunch of these, and essentially you put them in a panel, and then you crochet around the top and around the bottom a bit, and connect them all, and you make handles, and that's it. That's all it is. It's a simple bag of granny squares. So currently I have 6 green ones and 2 red ones, because I want the red to go with the green. I think that looks really nice. And I have a ton of this yarn I got from a friend a long time ago. She was cleaning out stash, and I said, hey, I'll take it. Why not? So that's what I'm working on. I'm just kind of fudging it a bit. That seems to be the way it goes. What else am I working on? During my Rhinebeck trip, I'm sorry, I told y'all I would work on the Folia socks by Michaela Orth, and I think I had part of the cuff done, but I have the cuff done, and I picked up for all the heel. The heel's done. I picked up for the gussets, and all I have to do is decrease the gussets now, and that part will be done. Sorry. Now we get the yawns. Always happens when I get nervous. But anyway, so I'm working on that one. There's no time deadline on that one. It's just whenever. It's, you know. And socks really aren't my forte in any way. But also on my trip, I cast on a shawl besides the orange one. I cast on the From Dawn Till Dusk Shawlette by Tatiana Ortega. But, oh, I bet you can't see this. So far, so I've got the tip done, there's the bottom, or the one edge, and you just work all the way. Oh, I've got it upside down, I think, too. That's alright. I'm about midway, so that's not bad for a midway shawl. And it's just, it gets narrow again after this. But I'm working on this, and this is out of, and I lost the tag. It's like yarn I bought at Rhinebeck the last time I went, but I can't think of the name at this minute. But it's in my I think it's in last time's show, if you're interested. I might put it in my show, in my Ravelry page, I'm not sure. I'm not usually very good at that sort of part of the thing. The other thing I've been working on is the Ashton Shawlette by Dee O'Keefe. And let's see here. This is out of Natalie Tosh, I think. Or Malabrigo? One of the two. But it's just about done. I have the biggest chart on the bottom. It's a free pattern on Ravelry also. Pretty much everything I knit's free on Ravelry. Majority of the time. So any questions, just let me know. There's one more thing I'm working on. It got a lot of love, believe it or not. We went to Rhinebeck, and I'll talk about that the best I can in a little while. But, oh, it's a mess. Sorry, y'all. It really is. Still a mess. This is the Dahlia Cardigan by Heather Zapetti. And I don't know if you can see that. So one side's done. Like, the front panel is done. I'm upside down again, and I'm sorry. So, and it has a sleeve. Not a really long sleeve, but it has a sleeve. And I opted not to do any lace detail on it because I'm running shy on yarn. And then laying closed. So now I have to buy it through Amazon. And I'm not really comfortable doing that, but it is what it is. So I'm hoping I have enough to finish. And I put in my waste yarn. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, just a little bit because I used a different shade of purple. But I put in my waste yarn for my other sleeve. And I'm currently working on the other front panel. But my thoughts are, I am probably going to stop working on the front panel, do up the sleeve, knit the whole sleeve, or the size that the other one is, and then go back and knit the front panel until I run out. Does that sound like a plan? I only have 2 more full balls, and I'm kind of nervous. And I have a partial ball. I'll show you. It's just a wee ball. Just a wee ball. So yeah, I'm kind of nervous about running out. It took about a ball for the front for the front sleeve, for the first sleeve. But yeah, so kind of nervous about it. Let's hope it works out. I'd really like it to work out. Yeah. Okay, so that's all my knitting stuff. If you want to leave now, totally got it. Don't worry, I won't be offended. This is going to be a very long-ish episode, I'm guesstimating, depending on how quick my battery runs out, because it doesn't like cheap batteries. And that's all I've got. Okay, let's rewind and talk about the past. So I went on my Rhinebeck trip, and I wanted to do an episode before I left. Turns out I couldn't. Yeah. My sister called me up, like, the day before my trip. And she was like, hey, can you babysit my girls? I'm moving. Oh. Okay, you're moving? Yeah. She decided that she was moving. Yeah. No warning. She knew ahead of time, but never told me. Typical sister. But, I won't talk about the sister part because it's still aggravating. And there's a lot more craziness going on since then. We don't want to talk about it. So I had my nieces. I had Natalie is just a year at that point, and little baby Savannah was 3 months. Oh my gosh, I am so glad I do not have any more little people like that. I got the little baby to sleep. And then Natalie was like, oh, I'm all crazy. Let's run around and craziness. But hi y'all. Sorry about that. Again, the camera died. So, it is what it is. I was talking about my Rhinebeck trip and why I didn't have an early edition. That is why. And I wanted to record very badly at Rhinebeck itself. And, oh my goodness. Our whole trip was like craziness. Yeah, very crazy. I can't imagine wanting to do it again the way it happened. So let's hope. Let me tell you about what happened. So we left very early Friday morning and we drove to the border. It's about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Wasn't bad. The 3 kids were fantastic. They were great. We brought toys and everything. I got to the border. We did a little shopping, but we ate just right at about the border, so it was perfect. And then we crossed. Everything was going well. About an hour after we crossed, Chase had to get a coffee. Chase is my husband. He needed a coffee. So we stopped and get a coffee. And then about 2 truck stops later, he has to pee. So we stop. He goes to the bathroom. You know, this goes on. And I mean, repeat that whole cycle about 4 times. Every time you stop, he would come back out with coffee. I only had to make him stop once to go pee. But he had to stop 4 times. Yeah. Things don't really compute in his mind. Like, let's drive forever. Stop and go pee. Stop, get a coffee, go pee. It's just the way it worked for him. Whatever floats his boat, right? So we ended up getting to Rhinebeck very, very late that night. We should have, if we'd stopped for supper, we should have got to our place about 7:30. But he's a procrastinator, and he likes to stop a lot. So it was 11 o'clock. Yeah. By the time we got to our campsite, it was 11 o'clock. The campsite was the KAO campsite, just outside of Rhinebeck itself. I think we were maybe 20 minutes from Rhinebeck, which it was phenomenal. It was a very nice campsite. It was gorgeous with the leaves down, and it was so pretty. And it wasn't too cold that night. So we dropped our trailer, because we have a travel trailer. We dropped our trailer. We headed into town, grabbed some groceries, came back, put our stuff away. We had supper out, because it was just too late at that point. We had supper out, came back, unloaded, and just tucked the kids into bed. We were whooped. And then the next morning, it was still a nice day. It was a little cool, but Chase put on a sweater, and so did all the kids. They thought it was great. I think I have a couple photos. I'm not 100% sure. And they had a great time. They loved it. We went to Rhinebeck right away in the morning after we had breakfast. It was phenomenal. I have a bag of stuff to show you, just not right now. Maybe next time, because this episode's going to be kind of long already. But it was phenomenal. But I couldn't find my friend JD. She was nowhere to be found. I looked, and I couldn't find her. But that's okay. Hopefully next year we run into each other. I can't wait. What else happened? I ran into one of the ladies from, what's the group called? You're all yelling at me, I know it. Knit One Geek Two girls. One of them was there. It wasn't Maggie, it was the other one. And her name eludes me, and I'm sorry. I don't think she watches, but I listen to her. She's an audio podcast, and they're outside of Sarnia, I want to say, Hamilton way. They're not super far away. They're about 2 hours from here, but it's so cool. What else? So that was the good parts. Then we came back. We were back before supper. So we had supper in our trailer, and it was great. And then we just hung out around the campsite and just chilled. And then that night me and my husband and the kids had a fire, which was really nice. They really liked it. And then it was time for them to go to bed. We tucked all three of them in. Oh, what else? And then we stayed up a little longer until they were asleep. Tucked that, then we got in. And then in the morning, it was so cold. Very, very cold. We had breakfast, and then we headed out. It takes forever to close up a camp. At least it feels like it does. Because you have the chairs, and then you have to put everything away so that when you're driving down the road, it doesn't fall on the floor. Because that's so much fun when it falls on the floor, and you don't know it for hours. And it's smashed all over the floor, and it's really gross. But that's fine. So we closed up, cleaned it all up, got in the truck, drove and drove and drove and drove. We were making really good time. We were almost at Buffalo, and then we'd stopped for lunch. Yeah, we'd stopped for lunch, and we had lunch in our trailer. We planned for this. So we had sandwiches and leftovers, and it was great. And the kids loved it. We had tomato sandwiches, and I think there was some salad left, and a few other things. It was great. And then we got back in the truck, and we drove some more. And we got almost to Buffalo. We were about an hour from Buffalo, and the truck broke down. We pulled into a truck stop because we had to go pee, and then it made this funny sound. And the speedometer went funny. Yeah, our truck's fairly new, and we weren't expecting this. No, it's so weird. So we pulled in, and we got out, and the trunk stunk. Horrible. Worse than a skunk. Ooh. Turns out the rear end had done something funny. Yeah, Chase was flipping out. We're in the States. What do we do, right? If the trailer broke, no big deal. Just whatever. But with the truck, how do we get home without a truck? So we called my in-laws, and he proceeded to flip, like my father-in-law. Oh my goodness. And he's supposed to be the one that's cool-headed. Yeah, he flipped. So there was a big crying fiasco, and then finally we figured out that we were going to get towed home by CAA, which when we're in the US, it's AAA, which was fine. Like, they work together. CAA made it work, and we got towed to the border. And then my brother and his father came and met us at right near the border. And then my brother took his truck and hooked onto our trailer, so we didn't have to pay as much to have the trailer towed if he came. And he came and he took me and my kids right home. And it was like 3 in the morning when I got home. Yeah. And we had left, I want to say about 9:30 in the morning. It was a really long day because we had to wait 2 hours for the tow truck to come in right near Buffalo. And then we crossed the border because CA wouldn't cross the border for us. We drove across. It was this big complicated mess. Let's just put it that way. But our truck broke down. We got it towed home. And the next day, I sent the kids to school. They wanted to go to school. I can't believe it. Like, this was a Monday morning, and all 3 of them wanted to go to school and tell everybody about the sheep they've seen and everything else. So that was fine. I couldn't believe that they wanted to go to school, even though they got home at 3 in the morning. They were excited. So, more bad news. When I get home, the furnace doesn't work in the house. Yeah, it was cold. But the kids were warm. They had enough blankets. I was a little chilly because I was alone, nobody in bed. Chase stayed at his parents' because it was closer to where the truck was. And that was fine. The next morning, I took the car. After I dropped the kids off at school, I took the car and I met my husband at my parents'. And he had pulled our pickup into their garage and proceeded to take the rear end out, thinking the worst had happened, that we had blown it up. So, he takes it apart, and the rear end's perfectly fine. It smells horrible, because that's the stuff they put in there. It stinks terribly. But, no, there was this funny thing, though. A little round chunk, about that big, the space between my fingers, had fallen down in there. It was making this clunk sound. He didn't know what it was, but he took it out. And then he thought, because he's a mechanic, and he works on big trucks, and he's like, it could be a sensor. It really could be. And my dad was like, no, why would they put a sensor in the rear end? And then he took it over to the Chrysler dealer, and dealer said, of course it is. That's your speedometer sensor, amongst other things. And Chase was like, oh my God. So the sensor had gotten melted because the rear end had gotten too hot from pulling the trailer all that way in the wind. Oh my God. So our guesstimate is that our pickup has never pulled a load that far for that long of time. Wow. What great things to explore on your holiday. No big deal. All dealt with. It was a $50 part that took Chase about 2 hours to put in himself. And that's the whole figure out what it is, going to the dealer and coming back, and then getting the part and putting it in. No big deal. Crazy thing, over and done with. So we get home, everything's better. Chase comes home, and it turns out the furnace, the little wire had came off. Oh my God, a wire. But I wasn't going to play with it at 3 a.m. No way, I was exhausted, and so were the kids. So that was it. Everything's all fixed up. Husband's amazing. Husband's always amazing. If you know him, you know he is. That's why I married him, right? Anyway, so the outcome, it was a good trip until the Sunday. But the Friday was pretty good. I enjoyed the kids and my husband, and I knit the whole way there. And then I tried to knit the whole way back until we had the fiasco when it got too dark. Yeah. It really sucks when it gets dark and you can't knit. I can't do it. And the lights in the truck drive me crazy trying to knit. Like, it just doesn't work. If I wear those little lights on my chest, that'd be great, because then I could just hang down and I could see. But I have a feeling it would distract my husband while he's driving, and that wouldn't be nice. So, that's done. So, here's the other new stuff that's happened since I haven't seen you in a long time. I got a new camera, and apparently it hates me. It's the Kobe Snap. And it eats batteries, at least the batteries I put it in, like wildfire. But I'll see if maybe better batteries work better, like maybe Energizer Lithium or something along that line. We'll try and see. So maybe the next podcast I'll be on the very first part you see, instead of this part. This part I'm on my iPad, and I think it's taking a pretty good shot. We'll see. It's a work in progress. I don't like how the computer, when I record in my office, my computer hums and it backfades into it, and it really disturbs me. And I think y'all can hear it. But we'll see what y'all think. You let me know. What else has been going on? Let's see. So I'm in my, used to be the playroom. I don't really know what to call this room anymore. We've changed the playroom. We put the toys in the kids' room. Yeah, there's a beautiful fireplace in here. Maybe I'll record in front of it next time. This is in front of my bookcase, and I'm off-center, and I'm sorry. See if I can fix it. Ooh. Oh no, don't slip. Oh no. There goes the ceiling. That's the best I can do for the moment, without a lot of things slipping away on me. Oh, there you go. I'm centered. I wish it really was, but I'm centered. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what y'all think. This is my cozy chair. I don't get to sit here very often. The kids are crazy, so... And when I do sit in this room, they feel the need to follow. So I do a lot of knitting in the living room, where if they sit with me, I don't have to worry about them doing other things they're not supposed to. What else is new and exciting? I straightened my hair. Took me an hour, but it's pretty. First time I've done it in, I want to say 6 months or more. And the kids gave me a cold. Woohoo! It's a win-win day, right? Totally win-win. And I need to talk faster because it's getting closer to time to go get them. I also took on a knitting commission job for Pondview Alpaca Farm outside of Newton, which is awesome. I've talked about some of the things I knit for her. I did the brimmed hats. I did 2 of them, one in a black and one in a brown, or more of a creamy white color. And what else? I did 4 sockhead hats for her in all like a variegated yarn, all different colors, and matching mitts for 3 of them. And then the 4th pair of mitts from that same picture, you'll see it later on, was for a swap that I sent away yesterday. And it was the Ziploc swap from the flat mailing group on Ravelry, and it went all the way to Florida. She said she gets cold when they watch soccer, and I can't help it, but y'all think that when it gets down to, did she say 10 degrees or 30 degrees Fahrenheit, that it's cold? That's only 0 here in Canada. Yeah, it's so not cold. I don't really feel bad for you. If 0 degrees Celsius is cold for you, I don't feel bad for you. We live where it's freezing all the time. We don't live in igloos. I'm sorry for all you people that think that Canadians live in igloos and have sled dogs, but we don't. At least not this far south. Oh, the craziness. It's usually, on a moderate cold day, it's at least minus 10 degrees Celsius. I don't remember what the figures are for Fahrenheit, but it's really not that cold. And when we get really cold, it's like minus 25 last year. Like crazy cold. And we had it like that for 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah. Like, it's winter. I'm sorry. But 0 degrees isn't cold. We usually sit about 4 or 5 degrees, if minus that. Like, minus 4 or 5 degrees here, and quite often, the last few weeks, it's been like minus 10. No big deal. And we already had our big snowfall this year. It already started 2 weeks ago. We had 3 feet. No. We were supposed to get about 3 feet. And I had about 1.5 foot I shoveled. I don't like snow that much. No, I don't care. I just don't. It's winter. It's what it is. Anyway, so that's crappy stuff. So I started knitting for this lady, and I got that stuff done. She wants me to knit some more hats, so I'll show you in the future. And you'll like that, I think. It's really soft. What else? Christmas shopping. Let's talk about Christmas. Christmas is only a few weeks from now. Crazy. I've done my Christmas shopping for the kids. Me and my husband, we did it a couple weeks ago. It was fabulous. My in-laws asked for the kids for babysitting. They just wanted them to go to a movie and supper and keep them overnight. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. We can go shopping. We can have a movie. We can have supper out. It'll be just so nice. Be like before we had kids. And it was. It was great. That's exactly what we did. We shopped and shopped and shopped. We went out for supper. Then we went to a movie. And we seen the Mockingjay one. The new Hunger Games movie. It was okay. It wasn't phenomenal. The one before it was good. This one was okay. It's part one of two parts. So I want to see the next part. We'll see. But I've seen them all so far, so why not go see another one? Christmas knitting. Well, we decided that my husband wants a pair of socks. We'll see. My kids each want something, a stuffy. Caroline wants a puppy. James wants a dinosaur. It's really hard to find really good knit dinosaurs on Ravelry for free. I know. There's some that are paid for and really cute, like the Rebecca Danger one. We'll see. We'll see. No promises. Catherine would like a teddy bear or a girl doll. We'll see. I hate knitting toys. Well, the knitting aside that way, let's talk about last year's goals. Yeah, my New Year's resolutions for 2014. Yeah, I'm not doing too hot. No, I'm really not. I did have it wrote down, but I left that page somewhere else. So let's kind of talk about what I remember. I said I wanted to knit. Sorry about the yawning. I had told you all I had wanted to knit 24 shawls. Currently, I have 14 completed. That means I have 10 to go. Probably not going to happen. I wanted to knit 3 sweaters. I have like 20 done. Oh my god. Who would have thought? But yeah, I knit sweaters crazily. Socks. I wanted to have 24 done. I have 16 completed. Probably not going to be finished. Hats, I wanted 6 done. Totally up and over 6. I've got to be going on 18, I think. Like, who knew hats were fast? Mittens. Mittens, I wanted to have 6 pairs done. Currently, I'm sitting at 5 pairs. I think I could probably knock out another one. We'll see. What else was on the list? Dishcloths. I wanted 24 dishcloths done. I'm currently at 18. Maybe I can finish them. We'll see. I gotta catch up on my dishcloth group that I'm a part of on Yahoo. So that leaves doll clothes, I think. For the shawls, sweaters, socks, dishcloths. Yeah, doll clothes. I wanted to have 12 doll outfits for Barbie or dolls in general. Currently, I'm sitting at 7, I think. I think I have 7 done. I think I have 7 outfits done. I think I can knock out the next 5. Like, I blew through those 2 that I showed you a little while ago, like that. So I think I can get them done. I feel bad about not getting more done, but the reality is life is insane. Yeah, life is really insane. I'm sorry if it's all discombobulated this time. It's really chaosy here. It's getting calmer. I think next week, let's hope for next week. I'd really like to record Monday or Tuesday. This is Wednesday here. I'd really like to get on a schedule again. It's been a long time. I miss recording. A side note altogether, I have talked in the past with my husband about stopping recording. And he's like, you really like it though. And I do. I really do. He watches sometimes, which is funny, but he likes it. And I won't say no. If he wants to watch my show, he's welcome to. I don't know. What do y'all think? Should I keep going? I really do like it. It's just finding the time right now has been crazy. And with Christmas coming, I actually have more time. I know, isn't that crazy? But in a couple weeks, I can't guarantee that I'll be right on time because I'll have 3 kids at home because Christmas break is coming. But hey, let's keep trying. What do you think? Let me know what you think. Leave a comment in the thread on Ravelry in my group and let me know. I'm just curious if anybody's out there still watching me or not. I hope to talk to you all soon. I'll see you then.